Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Jason from the Millie Club. I am here with a couple of knives that I wanted to talk about. This is the Liong Mah 3.5 Field Duty. This knife is a brand new release from Liong. Liong designed this knife and sold it through a pre-order last year, and it is now available. The knife is the third in his series for the Field Duty. This one features a 3.5-inch blade. So this would be the mama bear and the three little bears of the knife series. The knife features S90V steel. This particular blade has a hand-finished hand satin. Makes it very pretty. Very nice looking blade. The blade is rather tough in my opinion. It has a nice grind to it. However, it's still a fairly thick stock. So it will slice well, but it's also very strong. The lock being a liner lock gives the knife a beautiful look because we have two complete scales, one on each side. That means no frame lock, and we're going to get a little more symmetry to the look of the exterior of the knife. A feature that matters to me quite a bit is the pocket clip. The pocket clip is ambidextrous. I can move it left side, right side. So being a left-handed person, I can now carry this knife in the pocket that I love and deploy it with the hand that I want to deploy it with. Speaking of deployment, the knife has multiple deployment options. You have the ability to finger flick. Fantastic finger flick. The large hole makes it easy to grab. You can get it with your finger. You can get it with your thumb. Thumb flick is just as easy as finger flick. It also features a top flipper. You'll notice up here that the jimping is fat, where your thumb is going to be placed when you're holding the knife, and then it's small, where you're going to want to thumb flip it. But having the thumb flipper, front flipper, makes the knife all the more cool, all the more fun to deploy. Got a false start there. And I don't have to worry about having a flipper on the back of the knife. I find that on knives that have flipper tabs, they often suffer in the open position because you have this flipper tab up front that has to be navigated. In the case of this knife, there is no flipper tab, so don't have to worry about that. Another thing I like about this knife is the shape of the handle is such that it's very, very comfortable in the hand. Having this slight radius to the top, it makes it very, very comfortable in the hand. And whether I'm holding it with my thumb over the blade or I'm pinching up on it, getting a little bit closer, or perhaps holding it like this, I'm finding that the knife is very comfortable in any position. It's also comfortable in the pocket. This knife carries well. The liners are skeletonized quite heavily behind the carbon fiber, so everywhere that weight can be relieved, this knife is relieved. The liner lock is actually nested to the inside of the carbon fiber or the micarta material, depending on which model you get. So you'll find that everything is very lightweight, very good economy of construction. The back spacer, when I first saw that, I thought perhaps it was a little too much, but given the size of the blade and the oomph that is generated when you open it, having the back spacer back there sort of evens it out. Like every Liong Mah knife I've ever handled, the pocket clip is phenomenal. There's a lot of time and effort that's gone into designing this pocket clip. For one thing, it's deep. For another thing, it's not obtrusive in the hand when you're holding the knife. And then to top it all off, it has a signature ball at the bottom. So it glides in and out of blue jeans, makes it very easy to carry. The height between the scale and the clip itself is quite wonderful. I find that the detent is perfect. The reason I say it's perfect is that I can finger flick it easily. I can thumb flip the knife easily, but then I can also top flip. And I find that knives that have a top flipper and a finger flipper, sometimes you have to suffer one to enjoy the other. But I find the detent is light enough that the thumb flipper glides open, but it is sturdy enough that the blade doesn't fly out. I suppose the only problem that I can find with the knife is if you were to finger flick it deep down the end of the blade, it can be harder to get the blade to deploy, but I find that that's also a very unnatural position for me to hold the knife. I'm never gonna hold the knife down here and want to deploy it. I'm gonna have it up here where I've got good grip on the handle, and then I'm gonna finger flick it. So for me, this knife is wonderful. I do have larger than normal hands. My XL sized hands find that this knife is very comfortable. I think if I had smaller hands, I might go for the smaller Field Duty rather than the medium sized or the large. But to me, this is a really perfect size, works great. And with all the scale options available, it's a very beautiful knife and lots of different ways you can have it. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this helps you make up your mind whether you want the knife or not. If you want to learn more about pocket knives in general, you want to join the discussion, please join us over in the Facebook group. We are the Spyderco Millie PM2 Para 3 Club. Thanks for watching.